Evening, folks. How's it going? Long time no see. As far as the stream I've been doing, that is not been a Final Fantasy 14 raid stream. I'm not going to be playing for long tonight. Where am I even going? I need to go up and around, which means not this way. This week was supposed to be the return to my original streaming schedule, and I wanted to, despite the fact that I streamed that I started really late today, I wanted to stick to that. So it's not entirely a return to my original streaming schedule because I'm literally not playing what I had planned to play tonight, which was going to be Metroid Prime 3. Prime Hack is working perfectly fine, but I only got like 4.5 hours of sleep last night, so I had to like take an emergency nap essentially immediately after work. I didn't wake up until like 30 minutes ago. I felt like that was at the point that was almost after when I would have normally streamed anyway. And an entire 2-hour Metroid Prime 3 stream was probably not going to be feasible. So I figured we would just do a relatively short stream in which I just do a little bit of Metroidvania. I might have done that wrong. Let me check. Conveniently, I had a couple things left to do in... I got it right. In some Archipelago playthroughs. I'm currently doing one Archipelago run for Zeldathon. I'm still pretty busy with a side project that I'm not done with yet. The WMG So concert last week was great. Now that's out of the way, I'm unfortunately still not completely free from all my obligations. I have this one project that I'm still working on that I don't want to consider myself free time wise until I've at least gotten like the first draft of that project out of the way. And while I was working on it, I was hesitant to spend a lot of time doing my full regular streaming schedule, but I wanted to go back to it. I think I've gotten to a point with that where I'm close enough to finishing the first draft that I feel comfortable streaming my full schedule again, going back to the usual, not just only raid night. So that was what this week was going to be, a return to the original streaming schedule now that I have a little bit more free time and I feel a little less guilty about my progress on that project. But then I just got like I forget why I couldn't stream on Monday. Something timing related, I can't even remember. I wasn't swamped. There was something that ended up going on that Monday that just wiped out my ability to stream for some reason, and I was going to pick it up on Tuesday instead, but then I had other plans on Tuesday, so I ended up just having to cancel the Monday stream. But I wanted to make sure it's stream tonight too, so that's why even though it was too late to really do 2 whole hours of a Metroid Prime 3 stream, I figured I could do this instead. Anyway, where I was going with that whole conversation is because I was so busy for the last couple months and leading up into this month, I didn't feel comfortable doing this month's Zeldathon Archipelago with my usual like 6 games now. I've been playing 6 games for that Archipelago over the last month, 5 for the previous month, 6 for this one, or for 6 for April, which was kind of ridiculous. I had a lot of fun, but I knew I did not have time in May to do 6 games for a Zeldathon Archipelago. So this time around, I only did 3. And it's my usual Metroidvanias for Archipelago. So just Symphony of the Night, Super Metroid, not with Link to the Past combined, and Timespinner. I knew I could knock those out really quickly. Whoops, I meant to go to horse. And so the amount of checks that I'm going to do on stream tonight are not that huge because it's 3 Metroidvanias that I'm intimately familiar with, and it's not like particularly difficult to just very quickly blaze through and pick stuff up. So I figured catching up on the checks there would make for a pretty low-key easy stream for the evening to replace the Metroid Prime 3 one while still being like Metroidvania related, so so it works out. Starting here in Symphony of the Night, because there were only 2 checks left to get. I got one a minute ago and now I'm coming back to get another one. The same check down in this version of the castle because somebody overnight got me my ability to turn to a wolf, which I was missing for picking these 2 up. All right, cool. So that's, I don't have the Archipelago client visible on screen. but those checks were not important for anybody particularly. Oh well, the one I got over in the other version of the castle, one of them was 5 notes for a Banjo-Tooie player. I've never played Banjo-Tooie, so I have no idea what that is, but it is showing up purple on the Archipelago client, which implies that it actually is a progression item, so hopefully that's useful to them. None of the rest of that was particularly important though. But that was it for the checks I need to check over here. So let's save. And also save my state. As one does in emulator games, just in case. Okay, and now I can come in here, hide Bisshawk. Let's fade that out. Shut the game down. And now I'm going to boot up Timespinner, which is the other thing that I'm going to play, that I have checks in. Super Metroid has no available checks. I haven't done any Lower Norfair, but nobody's got me Space Jump yet, which means getting a Lower Norfair would be, I don't know how to do that. That trick that lets you get to Lower Norfair early, I don't have the ability to do that. So I'm not gonna bother. There's no audio for this. Let's fix that. That should hopefully fix it. Let me fade it in. No, it's still acting up. Okay. Oh, there we go. Fade that again. Okay. That should be good. I apologize for the 16:9-ishness of that window in my 4:3 view, but I'm not going to switch scenes right now to fix it. Okay. We have a lot more checks to do here. Actually, I said it was going to be a short stream, but it occurs to me I have like half the game is unlocked now on this side, so I do have the Teleria attachment though, as you just saw, which allows me to run super speed. I don't have the ability to warp between warp rooms yet. So getting around is actually going to take a lot of physical running, unfortunately. I can get that. I can't. The stuff in this hallway aren't there until I do this underground stuff first. So from that POV, I can come back up and get this really quickly, but then I need to hit this teleport point. This is the one teleport point that works without having the proper teleport ability in the archipelago. That will take me to the past. So I can do that really quickly. I can get one check on the way to there, and then I need to go do that. Because the next thing I want to do is not available in the present until I have gone back and done some stuff in the past, essentially. So how's that audio looking? It's fine. All right, so we'll pop in here and get this. Oh, a Jiggy and a Shock Therapist. All I know, I literally don't know what those two are. Well, a Jiggy is, I think that's the generic pickup in Banjo-Tooie. There's like 100 of those throughout the world or whatever. All I know is when it comes to archipelago stuff, blue is basically filler stuff. Purple is actually important. There's another color that I forget offhand, which is like the most important. It's like these are things you need to complete the game. I thought, wait, maybe that's purple though, because progression is purple. Progression is stuff you need to. So maybe there is no higher color than that. Also, hey Palm. Maybe it's just 2 colors. I forget. Okay, so I can get the thing down here. There's 2 things down here. There's a chest here. And chest here. Nothing. I'll wait on those because I need to. I'll be coming up this way anyway, so let's just go left from out here. Aha, thank you for that. I need to kill these things. Red trap, light blue. Light blue is what I was forgetting. Oh no, I was forgetting that there was a difference between light blue and dark blue. Okay, I see. Thank you for that. There's always more colors than I remember, and purple is like the only one I ever pay attention to. I have traps turned off in my games usually. So whenever I see red, that's like, I remember that, oh yeah, that's a thing, but they only show up every so often because they're never in my games. Whoops. All right, for now we are going down this way. And I'm running into everything on the way. All right. Somebody got me my, I don't even remember who. Somebody got me my water mask, so now I can do like all of this, which is a lot of checks. But more relevantly, I can come down here and do all. You need water mask to go into this entrance, which allows you to go. There's not really any water down here at all, but like this entire cave section is beyond the water, including a boss here that I need to kill to then unlock this entire area. So until I got the water mask, like the entire rest of this game was locked off, and now it is open, so I can get most of the rest of the checks in this game. I do not have, it's interesting that it doesn't. Okay, none of this is yellow yet. I can do this, yes, and not any of this yet. The final dungeon though is not available to me yet because I don't yet have the third Timespinner gear or the twin pyramid keys that let me teleport between warp points. But the true final dungeon only has like 5 checks, and there's only about 4 checks in the rest of the optional stuff in the final dungeon. So that basically means I can get about every remaining check in this game except for like those 9 checks. So this game is, hopefully by the end of the night, this game will mostly be fully cleared out. Which actually means I'll have very few checks left in any of my games. Super Metroid only has like 10 more checks in Lower Norfair. There's surprisingly little in Lower Norfair in terms of like just actual checks. And Symphony of the Night actually still has like 80, because I don't have the Symphony of the Night equivalent of the water mask to do the underwater portions on the first castle. So I haven't done any of that yet. So there's still a solid amount of checks left in that game in particular. But Super Metroid and Timespinner will mostly be done after tonight, essentially. Let's go up here first. I don't know why I did that when I have super jump. Just slowly climbing the water. Ah, nice. Got some eel meat. From somebody that came from somebody who's already cleared the game. I see. Eel meat is one of a couple of items. Let's go up first just to clear the map. Eel meat is one of a couple of items that I can pick up for quest purposes that are unnecessary in the archipelago because the quests don't unlock anything progression wise, or there's no checks tied to any of the quests in this game. Going through the NPC quest series does actually unlock more purchases in the shop in the past, which I like doing because those purchases include food. Oh right, these guys don't poison you if you kill them fast enough, and I can kill them in one hit now. I like having options to refill my health very, like, without just chugging 100 potions. So usually in Archipelago I tend to go ahead and do all the quests, even though they're not needed at all for progression. I have been waiting on them because some of them are really tedious. They require items that just require a lot of back and forth to wait for enemies to drop them, and that's pretty annoying, honestly. It'll be easier now because I have somebody got me the Teleria attachment, which gives me this super speed. So the wyvern tails are some of the items I need there. So I'll be farming for those too. I will be doing that off stream. I'm not going to subject y'all to sitting here watching me kill enemies a billion times to grind items. But at least I can do that now. Grinding items in this game is extremely annoying without the artillery attachment. With super speed, I can actually just very quickly dash my way to where the enemies are at and not waste time. So I can start working on that. Hello. Trying to kill all the enemies just for the XP. I know I don't really need it. I'm already high, and these aren't like super high level enemies, but every little bit helps. But I can do that off screen now, which means I can also work my way towards finishing those quests, which in turn means I can eventually, when I get to the final boss, have items to very quickly give my health back when I inevitably take a ton of damage because I was too lazy to get out of the way of attacks. So that's the goal there, just to still have like good health refill items. And I can do that now thanks to the drops people have given me, but I will not be doing that on screen. Right now we're just trying to very quickly clear out all the checks. Yeah. I'm standing unnecessarily close to that guy. The reason I went this way first is because we're gonna be coming through here and fighting this boss, and then going up and going back to an area we've already been to. Oh, I guess that was a check somebody had already gotten. That was or somebody had already beaten that game. That crystal I blew up was essentially a check. It was it was like a treasure chest by another look, by another design. I'd take some damage there, but I figured I'd rather stay where I was and just keep hitting. I'm so high level right now with such a good attack orb that it was easier just to stay in one place, take the hits, and just hammer the guy. Okay, no items to pick up, so we're done here. Let's come up here. Coming up to get this chest, dropping all the way back down, taking the elevator up to make a path. Now I can get back down here from there. Ideally I won't have to. If I have to go back down there in the future, which I don't think I do, ideally at that point somebody will have gotten me the twin pyramid key so I can just warp between warp points. But for now, while I don't have that, I want every possible quick path between areas to be unblocked, essentially. So I can at least, like, artillery attachment run very quickly between them if I have to travel. Ah, yes, there's one more chest this way. And we'll kill you two because there's an item that you didn't drop. I need an item from those sirens. I also need to kill a lot of those sirens. But I'll be back for that later because there we go. Right now the siren kill is probably part of a quest that I haven't actually unlocked yet. Part of a, I think I still have active the quest. Let me check. I think I can still see. I can't scroll down. It's that bottom one, the fourth one, I think. Yeah, that fourth one, it's half out. Okay. I still have to kill more of these, the plant bats, and then turn that quest in before I can even start the quest to kill more of the sirens. So, I'll have to be back down here later. But in addition to killing the sirens, I also need a drop from them for a quest giver who has not given me their quests yet. TLDR, I need to kill more of these plant bats as I'm going through this area. I've killed 20 of them by now? It's not even 20, it's less than that. But they don't seem to be, the quest doesn't seem to be complete, so, That's all of them for now. Let's also, for right now, like I said, I'm not doing the quests on screen. Just like enemies I kill on the way that are helpful, good, but that's not my focus, so I'm not going to worry about it too much at the moment. We did get the eel meat, so I can turn this in. Yeah, she doesn't have a quest complete thing yet, so that's still ongoing. Nothing from them. Let's go ahead and buy slightly better food from you. All right, and now I can go back and do that. That's all the checks in the past, including the one that's in this room. That boss is still there. Annoyingly, in the archipelago, they've coded it so that you can get a check from that boss, but they have not coded it so that if you kill the boss too early, then the woman here who gives you a quest regarding that boss, you get locked at that point with the quests later because you killed the boss too early and the boss doesn't exist to kill when you're supposed to. So usually just to get that archipelago check, I save my game before I fight this boss, I kill the bosses in the checkout, and then I reset. So that boss is still there, even though I got his check already. Which means there is still a thing to do in the past if I want to, but the past is 100% done, as you can see in the bottom right corner. We have a lot to do here in the present. I'm gonna go back and get the stuff here first, and then we can, having killed all 3 of the bosses in the past, we finally unlock the entire rest of this, So for now, I'm gonna go this way and down and left. And we have a lot of route to backtrack, but it's all super low level early game enemies with one exception, or a few exceptions. There's some harder enemies in the room we're going to, because that room is unlocked later in the game. But even then, I can speed past them with artillery attachment, and everything up to that point is easy peasy, one shot. Oh, they're one shot too. They're supposed to be, those guys are super hard, but at level 45 with the Empire Orb equipped, they're not hard anymore. That's just nice. Okay, I'm here for these 2. That's really it. All right, and now let's backtrack all the way to the right. I am probably going to do a little bit of farming in the area I'm going to. The final area leading up to the final boss is extremely powerful enemies that are not that difficult as things currently stand. But they drop an upgraded version of this Chaos Stole, which this item increases my damage by +3 each, which is really good for making the end game of the past significantly quicker. There are versions of those items from the present versions of those same enemies that are worth getting on my way up, just because they'll make the disc 1 final boss as well as the true final dungeon faster. So I might as well stop to grind those on my way to fighting the disc 1 final boss. I'm also happy that I have the tablet so I can, and the security card A, so I can open every door on my way to where I'm going and get, basically I can get every single check in this this portion of the game. But we are going to stop here on the way and do the optional this game's Oh, one of those. This game's optional secret dungeon. Which just has 8 rooms of randomized enemies, which can be really difficult. They're really not in this game. This game is where did you go? Jeez, that thing hit a lot. That was actually kind of annoying. I should also refill my... Oh, it's already filled. Okay, I'm good. Literally, well, I have some high potions. Let's use those. Somebody already beat the game for that one. You know what? I should have just done this. Boop. That took care of the rest. Why so many of those guys in here? Jeez. Alright, well, at least we killed him quick. So yeah, I feel like the idea for this originally came from Castlevania Portrait of Ruin and Order of Ecclesia. Had optional dungeons like this that you could unlock in the late game, which basically a series of rooms with like the most powerful enemies in them. But unlike those games, this game randomized what was in those rooms, and so it's generally very easy comparatively. Oh, we need to go here first. Oh, I was forgetting about that. This room is kind of a trap. I just run right in. The passage room just has a save point in it, and that room just has nonsense. I forgot about it. But yeah, those other 2 versions I mentioned are extremely difficult. Whereas that one just randomized enemies, and it's like not even the most powerful of the randomized enemies. So that's why I didn't feel too worried about it. I just like ran right in, popped a high potion on my way, and was mostly fine. The Order of Ecclesia one in particular is extremely difficult. You need to have some very specific abilities before you even go in there, or you will die. Still killing the enemies in here one by one because this is excellent XP. I always try to at least get a level 50 on every run in this game. But I am, of course, very close, so probably not gonna need to worry about that very soon. I have an ad break going on right now. I forgot to even mention it, so if you were stuck in that, see you in a couple minutes. I suspect that's going to be the only ad break of the stream. Because we really only have this entire area in its entirety to make my way through. And then that's it for stream. Let's drop first. Go in here. Ow. I like that they can just fall on the spikes and die. So you don't have to worry about them. Anyway, we're done with this area. Now we can move on to Creepy Lab. That again, I'm happy I have. Let's go down one. I'm happy I have tablet already, because that means I can pick these up as I go. I have my archipelago settings turned on so that every single thing you can interact with your tablet, every screen you can look at, is also a check. We need to go down first. You go this way. What? Why was that up here? That's ridiculous. All right, let's grab this. I always forget about this room you can go in. And one of those is a check somebody asked for. Probably Palm was looking for those category ones. That's a Balatro thing, I think. Very nice. Just go here really quickly. Grab this. Another Jiggy. Okay, that's it for down here. There's also something, this flashing green. That's one thing I like about Timespinner's version of the tracker, is that it shows you in game if somebody hinted for an item you need or they needed that's in your game. So I already know that one of the checks in that big room is something somebody needs. So let's go pick that up. Well, first we're gonna scoot through here. Ow. I don't need to go down. Thanks to super jump, I could go ahead and get everything in that room down below without needing to come from up here to grab it. It's convenient. I think just this. Georg's remains. Oh, okay. That is, yeah, that is a vaguely important thing that I remember from Major. I remember it being important in Majora's Mask. Oh, nice. Oh, I thought it was Balatro, but I thought wrong. I can go ahead and go down here. There's nothing there. Let's see. I might have to switch to. I do. Let's switch to Colossal Hammer while I'm in here. Easier to take these things out. Just the one-time Colossal Hammer is useful. There's this room and there's another room just like it back in the mid-present zone elevator area. Both of these require category or a security keycard A. And it's really annoying to kill those things on the ceiling. And slightly less annoying with Colossal Hammer, but I don't need it anymore. What is up with that ceiling tile? Anyway. Alright, we'll just jump over these enemies. They're not much. If they hit me, all they do is give me chaos. I don't really care about that. At this point, I'm not going to be stopping time much. There is a boss I can kill up here really quickly. And I'm not kidding when I say really quickly. Like the fastest and also most inconspicuous boss in the game. It looks wild, but then you just kill it in seconds if you're outfitted properly. There's stuff here I can't interact with. That's the other two things I'm missing checks wise. We're gonna finish all of this, but there's a bunch of stuff in the secret final dungeon. I can't get in the secret final dungeon at all without the Trim Pyramid key or the third Timespinner gear, which I mentioned at the beginning of the stream. But there's also these portions, which are actually the continuation of the optional like mini dungeon we did earlier. In vanilla, you get to the end and you can warp to either this room or this room, and it's random every time which one you go to. Each one lets you fight a unique super boss that has random pickups behind it. You actually have to farm that optional dungeon a lot if you want like the best gear in the game. But there are some checks in both those locations, but to even unlock these in Archipelago, you do not come through here and randomly take a choice of where to go. Instead, what you do is in the present, if somebody gets you one particular check, then there's a warp point here that then goes to this one. And if somebody gets you a different particular check, then there's a warp point in the room I'm in right now that then takes you to this one. So that's the extra like 4 checks I mentioned in each of these. So there's actually like 8 checks in these 2 rooms plus 5 checks in here, none of which I can get to right now because I'm missing 3 of 4 items that other people need to get me to be able to do that stuff. So I will be coming back to this room at some point later. At that point, there will be a giant portal in this room. For now, we'll just get the rest of the checks that I can get. And beat the Disc 1 final boss. Oh, that is from somebody's cleared game. Okay, save here. And then the actual boss of this area. This creepy ass scientist who literally turns into your 1,000-year dead bomb just for trauma response. Actually very bad. How he even knows who she is when he is 1,000 years in the future from her, good question. I guess he must have had access to I say 1,000 years in the future. I'm completely incorrect here. So I am completely incorrect on this plot. You do travel between the present and 1,000 years in the past, yes. But he knows about your mom because that's literally your mom from like a couple of generations ago. She dies at the beginning of the game. I'm gonna skip past most of this. Yeah, she dies pretty early on. And she actually, you are the daughter of the Emperor because he had an affair with your mom, essentially. So that creepy scientist knows about your mom because, like, her existence was probably on record, considering she had a kid with the... Well, the Emperor doesn't know she had a kid with him. He finds that out very rudely when you go up to the Disc 1 final boss to kill him. I need blade for this, maybe. No, blade's no good for that. What do I have that can hit the floor? Let's go back to Empire and choose something else here. There we go. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that her existence is on record. So actually it makes sense that that creepy scientist would know who your mom was. Although it's interesting that he's able to put two and two together and realize that you are her daughter when the Emperor hasn't realized that yet. That's kind of funky, actually, now that I belatedly think about it. Anyway, let's move on. The point here is that we're almost done. I want to pop up here to get this. And I also want to pop up here. Ideally not get hit by everything on the way. There. I want to get to that. We're going to come down, up, and left to get back to that portion. I want to, I don't know why I do that. This is not Symphony of the Night where I have a piece of armor that actually makes you more powerful by exploring more of the map, but it's just reflex in games like this to do that, even unnecessarily. Yeah, over in Symphony of the Night, I am purposely doing that kind of thing. Just go all the way up. Didn't even hit an enemy, amazing. Yeah, over there I'm purposely doing this because I got the walk armor on that side, which makes you more powerful with every single portion of the map that is like blue icon, essentially. Well, red, purple here, but you know what I'm talking about. And I guess from playing Symphony of the Night so many years, I'm just like used to that now. I just, by default, I'm just like, I need to get the map 100%. In this game, no, you don't need to do that, and I do it anyway, unnecessarily, but whatever. Okay, we're almost done. This one final boss is beyond that room. After you beat him, you do need to come back into this room for a pickup that then appears, so I will have to like relaunch the game after the credits roll. But before I do that, I'm fighting this guy over and over and over again because this is the guy I mentioned who has the upgraded version of that Chaos Stole that I talked about. The item I have equipped that gives me like, together the two of them give me +6 extra damage, and it's easier for in-game stuff that I will be doing in the future to have 2 of the upgraded versions equipped. So I like to just farm this guy for a little bit to get those 2 of those drops if I can. If nothing else, he makes this this following fight with this one final boss even quicker, which is always nice. You can actually set your archipelago settings to make this the final boss. I never do that because I like doing like the final dungeon. And also, despite the whole idea of archipelagos being to see how quickly you can beat your game without needing everything, I do like to try and 100% my map. If it's feasible and it's not going to take like an excessively long amount of time after I've already gotten access to go ahead and clear the game. There we go, there's one of them. Yeah, this one gives +6. It's like literally twice as powerful as the Chaos Stole, so I'll get +12 damage if I get a second one. Versus just the +6 of the 2 Chaoses. So it's... And now this guy will die even faster too, so... Definitely worth farming 2 of them. But yeah, whenever I'm playing Metroidvanias and Archipelago, if it takes me a long time to beat the game and I can feasibly get like most, like 100%-ish of the checks before that, then I like to do it. I won't bother doing it if somebody gives me what I need to go ahead and beat the final boss early on. Then I'll just beat the final boss and that will be how I send out all my checks. But at heart, I am a completionist with Metroidvania, so even in Archipelago, if it's not onerous, if it doesn't like make people have to wait unnecessarily, I'll mostly clear the game out manually. Hence me farming this, picking up items that I don't technically need. Farming quest items I also don't technically need. Just because it makes things easier later. Unfortunately, this is taking forever to drop. Yeesh. It doesn't help that I didn't pick up the... Because I didn't have Teleria attachment, I didn't farm an early game enemy who also drops an item I need for quests, but that enemy also additionally drops an item I can equip twice to increase my luck, which causes these drops to appear slightly more. Since I only now got Teleria attachment, literally when I started playing tonight, was for the first time I played after somebody got it for me. I haven't gone back to farm that item. So right now I'm still dealing with the like out of box low rare drop rate. So unfortunately still plug it. Ah, there we go. It was because I complained. Amazing. All right, we have 2 of those. Now I can go and fight the final boss. We're actually literally using his own attack here. Wow, I was even... Generally, if you duck, you don't get hit by that. I'm not sure what I did wrong. And it's fine. You know, we're using our own attack against Zero Dad here. Alright, it worked that time. Well, I say our own attack. I haven't seen him use the Empire Fist yet. Oh, there he goes. I knew he had it in him. My goal is basically to beat him without having to waste healing items. Would be nice. There we go. Because any healing item you waste here, well, it's fine. Because, well, no, it kind of does save it after you beat it. I always leave. I don't want to... I never want to rule this stupid kingdom. Even in the credit sequence, I'm gonna skip past. but since it does save after the clear, the items you use are gone. And since this isn't the true final boss, that means you have to replenish those items if you need them. So I try not to waste items there if possible. All right, and that's the final check I can get right now. Let me just wait to see what that was. I'm curious. Golden Quantum Symphony. Okay. Just double check. Yeah, we're at 100% here now. And 100% here, and 0 here because we can't access any of this at the moment. So, yeah, cool. All right, like I said, there's a couple things I need to farm in advance, but I will do that off stream. So for now, I'm gonna switch to here, and I'm gonna see if there's anybody even still live right now. Oh my God, Amaya's live. Okay, we're gonna very quickly read Amaya's things. This is my schedule for the week. Like I said, I had to cancel Monday, unfortunately. I did stream on Thursday though, so I'm back. It was a short stream, and it was like 3 hours later than what that schedule says, but at least I was here. I'll be back tomorrow for Raid Night as usual. I will be back on Saturday for Skies of Arcadia Legends. When I left off on that game like a month ago, we had like 2 streams left. I'm working my way through the final dungeon right now. After which, the final boss fight is a separate thing that you can spin off and do after some interim stuff. So I'll finish the dungeon I'm currently in, and then I will do that interim stuff off screen. I think there might be some that I want to do on screen, but I think I have to farm to get that first. So, but either way, I think it's only going to be like 2 more streams of Skies of Arcadia Legends, and I got to figure out what else I'm going to play on Saturday. But anyway, I'll be back for both Friday and Saturday stream times. We're back basically. All right, in the meantime, let's go to the end screen. Let me throw those in. Amaya still has a song left in her queue, so she's not ending immediately, I don't think. But I'm going to go ahead and make sure I raid quickly so I don't lose out on the chance to raid. Oh, she has like 3 things in her queue. Okay, she's going to be live for at least like another 10 minutes, I'm sure. But yeah, let's go raid Amaya. So thank you for popping in, for hanging out for a little bit. Tomorrow's FF14 stream will be a normal size one. Well, I'll be here for the full 2 hours. So hopefully you see some of you then. Regardless, have a wonderful rest of your evening. Good night, y'all.